Hey guys, welcome back to Mini Dioramas. In the last episode, I got to build a downtown area complete with a subway, train, some other details of downtown area. This is supposed to be New York, so I was just kind of doing my own thing, trying to figure out in my short time of 2 hours what to fill in. And I think I did pretty well on the set time limit. So this episode is going to be about the casino because I put up a poll that everybody voted on. I put it up on Twitter, and I think I put a couple on Reddit and on my YouTube. And casino basically won out. So I'm going to jump over to the time lapse, and I'll explain all my process on building that casino. So let's go over there. Okay, here we go. Into the first time lapse, or the only time lapse. So most of these time lapses, we're going to try to make sure that these are not edited as much because I want to still showcase that I'm still doing this in the 2 hours time limit. So just trying to keep that out there because this is still a 2 hour time limit. Kind of give it the challenge of all this stuff. So this casino is kind of modeled after a casino from a game. So this casino is designed after the SimCity 4.1 because I recently reinstalled it, played a couple hours of it, and I looked at the casino. I was like, oh, I can probably do that because it's in an isometric view, and most of Parkitect sits in that niche. So I was like, okay, I think I can actually pull this off. So the casino's not an exact. The casino's kind of my own doing, but it's still pretty close to the base art that I used in that form. So I had to go figure out how big the casino was going to be. I wanted a street to kind of accompany that, and then I tried out this what's this, metal structure thing for an entrance with a piece of track. I want to try using more track pieces as scenery items, but this didn't really scream good to me, so I removed it. But the idea is to use track pieces as scenery items, like you do in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. I don't know. There's a term for it. I think it's called track architecture or something, or I can't remember the actual term. But using pieces to make other pieces that you normally wouldn't do in scenery. I've seen that a lot in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, especially on New Element. There's a lot going on in there. New Element's always a good place to go pull inspiration from, because I found a map on there that helped with the inspiration for Obsidian Valley. So it's nice to go on there once in a while. So this casino, it's going to be a hotel, and then the main casino building will be where all the slot tables will be, and blackjack and poker, all those card games. But right now I'm trying to figure out the detailing on the building and how tall I have to do it. So that's the first objective. So the four corners are done. This is basically, I think, how tall it's going to be. I don't think nothing changes from this point on. And then red carpets inside the rooms. So these are very giant windows also. So these windows would be floor to ceiling windows for a hotel room, which are really nice and expensive. So again, this is a casino. The other plans, I wanted to build an actual working coaster on this map, but I'm realizing that 20 by 20 is very small, and 2 hours is really not enough time for me to actually design a coaster that looks pretty good. So that was thrown out the window quite quickly. That's kind of what the point of doing the challenge like this is, that you find out what you can do and what you cannot do, and it forces you to change your decision process on what's actually important for the build versus what you would love for the build. So the things I would love for this build would be, oh my gosh, more detailing on walls, maybe a whole bunch of AC things, doing some other little scenes or something, but I knew that I didn't have enough time to do those little things. So my objective was to finish the building, and then after the building's done and it kind of concrete in, you go to doing the details. So I've learned a lot actually doing for the first three I've done, that when you're crunched on time, either it forces you to be a little bit more efficient with your time usage, or you get completely flustered and you just completely forget to do a detail, or you forget to do a certain thing, and then it doesn't look good. But I haven't had that yet. Well, no, that's not true. So the last diorama was pretty bad. Like, I built downtown once, didn't like how it looked, so I redid it. So that's also okay too. So it's you can't be perfect in a challenge set like this, but it's still nice to exercise and to figure out what you can be able to do with a time restraint. And I feel like sometimes a time restraint also adds a little bit more. You add creativity to that. Like, you get really good at figuring out shortcuts. So like blueprinting was a lot for this one. Like, I blueprinted one half of the building, and then I put it on the other side. I blueprinted a whole bunch of balconies for both sides of the building. So blueprinting really helps with speed, really a lot. Like, especially when you only have 2 hours to work on something. Working on with using blueprints, it really helps. So the casino looks like it's coming together. I like how everything looks. This was an idea to use monorail track as like a border or something to add like a observation deck on the tower, but it didn't really work out. So I couldn't do it because also the supports for the monorail are very short, and this is a very tall casino. I think this casino is probably taller than the mech. I would have to check that, but I think it's taller than the mech, which is kind of funny. So just trying to make this very, I don't know what you want to call this, like not LA, like Las Vegas-esque looking casino. And then I went for the color scheme of purple and yellow, like a sunset. A little bit of orange is also in there too. So the casino later turned into Sunset Casino. I thought that was very appropriate. Some of the other details that I skipped on this one that I would love to do would be more HVAC systems, like on top of the building, but I just put down some chimneys, and I was like done with it. So I'm choosing what details are good and what details are not good to have, that are either too time consuming or just not important for the overall project. So just imagine if I had to do this in an hour, I probably wouldn't even look even less detailed, because I still was able to put in the details that still accompany a casino of some sort. If I had more time and more patience, I probably would have built actual slot machines in that building, because this is going to be, that square is going to be a glass like pyramid in a way, kind of just showcasing that this is where the casino is going to be and then natural light comes in. But I didn't have time to do that, and also Construction Anarchy wasn't involved, so again, that's kind of how this goes. But I'm still enjoying doing these challenges a lot. Like, they're quick little it's like a quick little exercise basically on doing just decorating in general. And I wouldn't necessarily build a casino for a theme park unless I want to put a coaster through it. But in this aspect, it's a diorama. I have to kind of just view it as a little model. Build something that is interesting to look at, a casino or a mech or a windmill or whatever I pick next. Probably going to be a medieval village next, probably, or a castle. I can even put up another poll again too to see what other people would think. But this is a nice way to kind of just exercise, and I hope you guys are trying it out too, because I'm doing this for basically teaching you how to optimize your building speed. This actually helps a lot in that, actually, because 2 hours is not a lot of time. If I had a month to work on one little diorama, I would put thousands of shapes in it to get what I want. But I don't have that time. I have 2 hours to work on this, and then I'm done. So it's all good. Let's see here. Sunset Casino sign is using the fantasy letters from the text engine. And then the purple awning, yellow trim, also very helpful in that. I try to use a sun text because I knew that you can copy some of those symbols into the engine, but it didn't really work out. So I kind of just built the sun without cylinders, not cylinders. I call them discs. But there's the glass awning, or the glass, not awning, glass roof. Here's a quick wave that honestly I could have done better, but again, I had the time restraint, so I just kind of rolled with it, and it's okay. It looks, I'm like 75% okay with it. If I had more time, I would have made more of a waviness or something, or add more like colored detailing, if you want to call it. So I didn't do it. This was going to be something of a, I don't know what you would call it. It's like a decorative object on the tower to kind of get people interested in going to the casino. So I kind of just ripped that right off from that SimCity 4 casino building. So I just try to do different shapes and things, and then I later just decided to just do a sphere with discs and just kind of doing the staggered, well, it's like doing cross sections. It's kind of like cross sections, but it just make it look interesting because it's just an object on top. And then cars, I was gonna make a limo, but I was running out of time at this point, so limo went out the door. So it's funny because a lot of things went out the door as I built. It's quite fascinating learning that oh my gosh, I had so many ideas for this casino. But as the time crunches on, as you fiddle with some things, it's also a very risky move to start experimenting in a diorama that has a crunch time. So sometimes that's not always a good thing, but sometimes it pays off. So I've done that too, where I was experimenting a piece, and then I did it during that time period, and it actually worked out. So I'm not necessarily afraid to do it, but it's a little bit more stressful. So gotta watch out for that. So the casino's kind of coming together now as I build on, and things kind of just build themselves. I get more confident as we get toward the end of the build, and this is where some of my detailing coming in, like the candy canes are railings for ladders in the pool. That works for me. And then I was trying to do some other detailing on this giant ornament. Doesn't necessarily work out, so I delete those cylinders or discs. Didn't work out. The last thing I knew was going to take the most time was to add some lights on the building. So I was going to do some wall lights on the top of the tower only. If I had more time, I would probably do it on the lower building part where the casino is. But I knew I had to at least build some of it by hand and then blueprint the rest so that I can get it finished. Again, that's always what it is. It's finding ways to cut the time actually building and then using the blueprint to my advantage. And this was a prime example of doing this, was using the blueprint a lot. Built half the building, and then I did the lights. Those all got blueprinted to finish off the sides. And it worked out really well because I'm glad that I did the lights, because the building would look very boring if I didn't do the lights at all. And it looks okay at night. I'm not like fully into it. It works to this point. So there you go. I'm blueprinting everything that I need to do. Make sure that I don't grab those borders because I don't need to. And I copied it. And I put it in, and then I just test it out if this looks good. And then lights on the orb. I should have put lights on the orb as well, like the wall lamps, but again, I'm running out of time. And this is toward the end, so we're about 2 minutes in. No, 2 minutes. No, 1 minute left. There we go. 1 minute left, and we're just at the end here. I also wanted to imitate that ornament again at the bottom here, like in the SimCity 4 one, but it didn't pan out, so that was later just removed and just replaced with like a seating area for buses or pickup, and it just kind of matched the sunset logo. Again, this is a very simple logo. If I had more time, I would have done more things to it, added clouds or better waves, but I think it looks okay. I was having difficulty with the main building where the casino sits, and then I wanted to make it more interesting to, because it had plain walls. I hate plain walls. I just despise them. I hate the plain wall stuff. So I wanted to make sure that got fixed. Oh yeah, chocolate bars in the back for like a vent. That worked out really well. So again, chocolate bars in for the win. So I took these shrubberies. These worked out really well too. yeah, so wrapping up here, this is basically the end. I will show you some close-ups and talk about, maybe I'll do another poll for next video. Okay, here we are with the casino. So I'm going to show you some close-up things and some things that I would have loved to do or should have done during the building process, but it is what it is. So here's the casino. I think it looks pretty nice, pretty good to be a casino. I would have loved to done like some type of detailing on these banners here, but I ran out of time. I should have done that during the blueprint, but it's okay. I will keep that in my head for like next time if I was going to build another casino or a building of some sort. Add detailing. I should have added a cut through here for the street so that this street, this side of the cars can go on this side to turn into the casino, but you would have to find another intersection or turn around to go into the casino, so whatever. Let's see, what does it look like at night? Let's do that first. So I think it looks pretty good at night. There's some significant things. The street's lit, that's good. We got this nice orange and purple lighting on top of the building, and then this is lit. I don't think you can see that from the street, but you can see it probably from like far away. I don't know. It's kind of just an ornament to kind of get your attention, and then the Sunset Casino sign here, and then here's the entrance into the casino. And it's a good thing I didn't build those what's it called, slot machines and pool tables and other things. You really can't see into this because this is a yellow glass, so I'm glad I didn't do it. But it would have been a nice little detail maybe to do it, or to make a cutaway here and you actually can see inside, but it didn't happen. And this is kind of backstage, which I forgot to add a door. But hey, it's okay. I forgot a lot of things. But yeah, this is the casino. I'm saying I'm like 87, 90% happy with the outcome. I'm quite surprised I can pump out a lot of detail in 2 hours. So it's very, very cool to do so. So there you go. There's the casino. The next couple ones could be either, I don't know, could be a castle. An oil rig is probably can happen. I want to do like a theme park, like not a theme park, more like a country fair type of thing. So I'll have to use some rides and things. But I feel like 20 by 20 is still very small, but that's the point of the whole challenge, that all my dioramas have to be 20 by 20. I can't change the rules right now, even though I really, really, really want to. I just can't. It just doesn't work that way. So I want to thank all my Patreons for supporting and all that good stuff. Thank you for watching, basically, and I'll probably put up a poll very soon on the next diorama. I want to work on a couple Parkitect universities. I have 2 being worked on, so a shapes one, and a new one I just found out today is about like giant buildings. People have a hard time figuring out how to not make your giant buildings so ugly or just the same shape. So I'm going to try to find a way to teach you how to cut up your building style to kind of help with making the large structures like warehouses to well, this is a casino, so this kind of is in the same realm. So yeah, I will catch you guys in the next mini dioramas video, and I'll see you then. Bye.